Good morning. So our topic for today is applications of calculus in real life. And our first question is, the Empire State Building is 1,200 feet tall. If an object is dropped from the top and reaches the ground at 2.5 seconds, what is its velocity? First, we have to identify how we came up with this equation for the velocity. So, from calculus, we can write acceleration as a is equals to the second derivative of distance with respect to time. And a is equals to negative 32 feet per second squared is the representation of acceleration due to gravity. If we integrate both sides of the second derivative of the distance with respect to time equals to negative 32, we will get this, which will equal to the integration of negative 32 Vt. And this equation will result to the derivative of distance with respect to time equals to negative 32 plus constant sub 1. At time 0, the derivative of distance with respect to time would equal to VO, or the initial velocity, which would equal to the constant. So our equation would be the derivative of the distance with respect to time is equal to negative 32 t plus the initial velocity. Again, if we will integrate it both sides, we will result in this. The derivative or the distance with respect to time is equals to negative 32t squared over 2 plus the initial velocity plus constant sub 2. And to get constant sub 2, at time 0, the distance with respect to time is equal to the initial position. And initial position will symbolize for S sub 0. So the final equation would be negative 32 t squared over 2 plus initial velocity plus initial position, or if we will simplify, negative 16 t squared plus initial velocity plus initial position. Now, if we will go back to our question and use the equation or the formula that we have arrived on, negative 16t squared plus the initial velocity, which would be 0, again, plus the initial position. And the initial position from the top of the building of the Empire State is 1,200, which will give us this formula. Now, to get the velocity of the object that is dropped from the top, we will need to first derive this formula, which will give us negative 32t. Now that we have come up, that is now the final formula for velocity. And the only thing to do now is to substitute the time given, which is 2.5 seconds. So if we will substitute 2.5 seconds in the formula, we will get negative 80 feet per second. And that is now the velocity of the item or object dropped from the top when it reaches the ground in only 2.5 seconds. Ta-da!